Hello, my watch family. Crazy Cowboy Watchmaker coming at you, bringing the world into my world. And today, this world is a little quiet. I haven't had any customers. I'm getting this Rolex done. And so I'm in here by myself. And as you can tell, the only thing you can hear in here is the clock's ticking. I don't know if you can hear all that. Sounds like raindrops. And man, this is a weird place to be in here by yourself. And I'm just in this world with all these gears and all these mechanical things going on, electrical things going on, customers' watches, and I'm just in my own little world. So my brain just kind of never stops. And I try to find things that cheer me up during the day, just something funny. I heard this story one time, and this family had always gone over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, for vacations and Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Grandpa was deaf. He couldn't hear like a Christmas movie. Couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. In any case, Grandpa couldn't hear jack diddly squat. Well, the grandkids found out that the dog irritated Grandpa to no end. But Grandpa couldn't hear. And the grandkids figured out if they could feed that dog some peanut butter, then the dog would start going, and Grandpa would think the dog was barking. And there's nothing funnier. This family just watched Grandpa chase this dog around the house. Somebody stop that dog from barking. He's barking every time the grandkids come over. That daggum dog starts barking. And Grandpa never, ever figured it out. That's some smart grandkids. That's hilarious. I can just see Grandpa chasing that dog around the house. Somebody shut this dog up. That dog's not barking at all. He's just gnawing at that peanut butter. Okay. Woo. Well, hello, my watch family. We got some coffee going on here. I got a couple of bags of beans from Arkansas Coffee Company, a customer that I had done that fitting for. She sent me 2 bags of a coffee company called Fort Smith Coffee Company, roasted in the natural state for over a decade. Raw coffee beans from the best regions in the world, and we've got it in the Ninja, and we're grinding it. Let's smell it. Okay. Ooh. Wow. God, I hope that's tastes as good as it smells. Out of this world. Probably hit it a few more times on a grinder. I like it to be powder because if you got it in powder form, you only have to put a little bit in there to make a pot. But if it's chunky, you got to put more grounds in it. So I'm just trying to make it a powder. So I got to push start a lot. Man, I've been in here all day by myself, just getting some stuff done. Took in a lot of watches this weekend. I got a lot of watches to do, and I'm kind of behind, to be honest with you, but that's all right. This Rolex, diamond dial, diamond bezel, the back's got to come off. We're going to start that right now. So we're going to put our little tool up in here. I guarantee you this back is not tight, and it's not. There you go. Oh, heck. Good. Look at this. So this is what's coming off of the watch when I take the back off. Whew. Look at all that. That just come off the back. So we don't want, even right now, we don't want that to get in the watch. So we'll kind of do this to get most of it off. So when I take it back off, all that crap don't fall down in there. When I troubleshoot this thing, I really like to not have all that crap in there. So, all right. So the oscillating weight looks, so you gotta touch it right here. Oscillating link's good. All right, the rest of the watch is just dry. I can see some dust in there. Not dust, but it's oil that's dried and it creates dust. So the balance is not broke. Let's check the balance stop spring. And then those things always break. They got a little 90-degree angle on them. So it's running. Barely. Hey, balance stop works. So that's good. I'll check it because it usually has a crack in it. So at this particular point, we're going to put this back on. So I don't want to be touching any of that right now. And we got to get this band off. I want to tell you right now, this band, whew, this band just might be difficult to get off. Put a little pressure on this. There's a little place right here where you pull the pin back. If you can pull the pin back, then the band comes right off. Now look at that, it's coming out of the band. No big deal. I mean, it's going to put some pressure on this. There's a little place right here where you push. A little place right here where you push. And shing-voila, the band comes off. So we know that band is dirty and it needs quite a bit. So that's what you're seeing there is coming out of this watch. And so we can clean this up just a little bit before we start taking it apart. Okay. So now I'm gonna clean up my bench. Get all that off. Do a little sanitizing. I think it's a good idea. Do some sanitizing. We're gonna take this whole thing apart and then we're gonna do a factory finish. We're gonna check it out, see what's worn. Gonna be cool. Love you guys. Well, how is my watch family? Crazy Cowboy Watchmaker coming at you. I got some new coffee from a friend that I fixed a Rolex, and she sent me 2 bags from Fort Smith, Arkansas Coffee Company. And I just brewed a little bit of it. Oh my gosh. Now that's what I call coffee. Woo, man, I tell you, man, that is Shawada Shaka Khan. Getting hot in here. And I'm just take this watch apart. Watch this. This thing's gonna come apart quick. I'll take the back off right here. There's the back. She's a little dirty. We got 2 little screws right here. Right there on the other side. Now these things got a lip on them. And so you back them up, tightens up the movement. People always do it backwards. They screw them in, well that means it's loose. So we're gonna get my loop here. There it is. Screw it in. Now the movement's loose. And right here where this stem is, there's a little button right there. So we're gonna put it in the set position, make that clutch wheel move forward, and it's tight. So it doesn't jump off the set lever. Push this little button and pull that stem out. Now you rotate this around to where that little screw we undid is in that little gap. And then we pull that out. All right. Now we're gonna put this thing. So this is part 1. I had somebody say, you need to put part 1, part 2, part 3. We're confused about what's going on. Woo, I've had too much coffee. My gosh. I've tried Ethiopia coffee. It was horrible. Everything, the grounds, everything went to file 13. We ain't doing that. Ooh, yuck. So we're gonna tighten this thing out. Gotta get it level. There we go. Get up in there. Come on. There we go. So we're gonna put the stem back in here, and you gotta rotate it just a little bit. You gotta touch that button. I think you can see that. Touch that button, it pushes that detent down. Now it's in. I'm gonna pull it out and it's gonna catch. All right. This thing's a little bit dirty. That spring's not coming back up. So that means we don't have enough tension on it. It's not popping out, going back, which is fine. It will in a little bit. So now we're going to take the hands off. We do have a little Bergon hand protector here. That's what this is for. Protect your dial. But I have found this thing is it's a little bulky. Don't go under there all that great. And it's kind of thick, and you don't have no room here. So I was like, you know what? I got something better. So I made me just, a little piece of paper. Sometimes the Bergon works. Sometimes you got to improvise. Just make your own tool. All this is gonna go on this deal right here. So you got a hand. Now we're gonna look at this iridium, which is glow in the dark. It's toast. So I'm gonna pull all that out, replace all that. So these dials, a lot of dials have little screws in them. These dials, they snap on. And all you gotta do is just give them a little push. The dial comes off. Now, this is the dial side, where the date is. All right, that's the hour wheel. And we got this big plate here, and it's holding the date wheel on, right? Now this cannon pinion, I got a tool to remove that cannon pinion, but it's got a little gap in it. All you gotta do is just pop it off. No biggie. And we're gonna have to look at this side because that detent's not coming back. So what we're gonna do now is take his plate off. So I still gotta get down here and get in it. Unscrew the screw till you hear it pop. And you hear it pop, it's the threads are undone. Pop, pop, pop. So this particular plate has 2 screws. 1, 2. Now this dial should just come right off, just like that. Not a dial, the date wheel. Now you got a couple of things right here. Is the star wheel. That's what changes the quickset on the date. That thing rotates. And now you have the date jump mechanism. And this little gear right here, it's not coming off. But I've got to get this stem in and find out why that spring's so weak. Probably just gonna have to replace that spring. Okay, so now it's engaged. So we got set. We got wind. See? Now it's in the wind position. You can wind it. So all that was wrong is this little spring keeper right here. It's not putting enough pressure on this detent, or that detent is just dry and it sticks. So when you push that down, it's supposed to push down, come up, push down, come up. And so it didn't. So I activated it, and it looks pretty good, but I'm gonna check the tension on it. All right, so this date jump mechanism, it's got to come out. There's 3 lines on the screw right here. That means it's reverse threaded. So you got to screw it in to get it off. So we're gonna screw it in to get it off. And anytime you have a reverse thread, there's always 3 little lines. So same thing, turn the screw till you hear it pop. Gotta put very, very little pressure on it. All right, heard it pop. Now we're gonna take this screw off. Put it here. Now we're gonna take this. Gotta be careful on this thing. This thing comes off. There's a little jewel right there, and that jewel sits on the stud. That makes the date really, really smooth. And this jewel is one of them little pieces where if you grab it I mean, it's slick. It's smooth and slick, little piece of glass. You grab it and you put too much pressure, that thing will go zing. It'll go pew, and I mean, it'll go all the way to Alabama. You'll never find it. So you got to grip them just really, 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 really low. So now that date jump mechanism is completely off. Cannon pinion is completely off. We'll mess with this detent and this clutch wheel and this whole thing in a minute. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a different holder. I got all kinds of holders. So we're going to put this thing in here. We're going to tighten it up, and it's just going to catch the lip. That's what we want. So, real quickly, we're going to take this automatic weight wind mechanism off. This automatic weight, it spins when you move, and it actually winds the watch up. Puts power on the mainspring. Every time you move, that thing spins, and about 2 or 3 spins is 1 click. You got about 1,000 clicks. So as you move throughout the day, now there's 2 ways you can do this. You want to take that weight off. This particular model has a little hole right there. It's actually not a hole. It's a groove, it's a gap. And down in here, we've got a keeper, kind of like an E-clip. Got a little thing on the back of it. So at this point, we undid the keeper, and we're trying to pull this off. So now that, we got to check. Got to check this automatic wind axle, because those are press fitted in. Right now, it's really tight, really good. Very little wear. That's great. So now we got the automatic off. Now we're going to we got the weight off. Now we're going to take the mechanism. So this one has 2 screws as well. Back them up. They're polished. You got to be careful. I put my finger right here because these things are polished. And your screwdriver, I mean, I've had people that's learning how to do watches. How in the heck do you keep your screwdriver from slipping off them screws? Well, first of all, you've got to like brace yourself here, brace yourself there, and just keep it in the middle of the screw. Yeah, it's shiny. Yeah, it's like a mirror. And yeah, these things will go flying. Put too much pressure on them, so we're going to put that over there. So we're putting all this over here. We got another one right here. All right, now, there's a little gap right here. This thing's under pressure because that intermediate wheel right there that's doing the winding, there's a little. So all you got to do is, don't force it, wiggle it. Just wiggle it, and it'll release. That tension on that thing, man, you don't want the gear. So there's the automatic weight. Let's check it out. Feels pretty smooth. It's just dry. It's drier than a skeleton in the desert. We'll put that there. So now we've got all of this, which is the train bridge, all the gears, ratchet wheel, mainspring bridge, balance. This balance running, we want the power off of it. So there's a little click spring right here. That click spring is what keeps the mainspring from going back and releasing the power. This actually keeps the thing. So when we wind this thing, we can literally move that click spring this direction, and then we let go of it, and we can take the power off this thing. There goes the power. So there's no more power on this thing. Take this thing apart with power on it, it's gonna make some noise, and you're gonna get hurt. So no power. Now our balance wheel's gonna stop. Before we do anything else, we want that balance out of there because it's a very, very expensive part, and you don't want to be messing with this watch with the balance in there. So we're going to take this screw, hear it pop. Now I cover up the whole balance with my finger. So if there is a slip like that right there, it ain't gonna hit the balance wheel. I can tell you that right now because I got it covered up with my finger. Okay, so we got these 2 screws. Screw 1 and come on. Pick them up by the thread. That's a lot less. So at this point, howdy, come on in. Say hi. Oh, what's going on with your watches?
Well, I've got a Ladies Rolex
Diamond dial, diamond bezel.
and a Cartier,
Yeah.
Mustard Cartier, that I lost the stem and the crown
Correct.
for. And James is going to put that back together for me, order the parts, and also the Roman numerals need to be repainted. So I'm excited about getting that done. He's going to do that for me too. And I can't wait to see my watches. I know they're going to look brand new.
That's awesome. Well, I am so happy to meet you. And we had such a blast. We should have had the camera running the other day because we had such a blast on Saturday talking about, what were we talking about? It was so daggum funny.
Church.
It was church, yeah. Yeah, me getting baptized. And I was like, well, I'm still sinning. That didn't take. So I get baptized again. And I was like, man, I don't think that one took either. I needed to get baptized again. And the preacher was like, James, it don't work that way. And the congregation was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, James is getting baptized again. Good grief.
Yeah.
Why don't he just go to the altar like everybody else? But anyway, we laughed and laughed and laughed about that.
Oh, you should come down and try James's coffee. It's delicious. And hear the cowboy stories. He's got lots of stories.
Oh, I'm telling them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm putting them on YouTube. And this shop has been quiet all day today.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's like a church mouse in here. So I've been talking to the camera. We're taking this watch apart, and we're fixing to do part 2. But I am so happy to meet you. And
Yes.
We're going to be friends for life.
Yes, I'm happy to meet you, James. And I know that I'm going to get quality service.
Absolutely.
And my watches are going to look brand new.
And they will forever because we talked about this. And in the future, if you need to get some scratches taken care of, or crystal got a scratch on it, or something happens and the buckle breaks,
Yeah.
you bring it in, and it's going to be no charge.
Oh, thank you.
For years and years and years and years. You're my customer. I'm doing a full meal deal on that Rolex, and you committed to that, and I'm committed to taking care of you until we both are dead.
Great. And I wear my watch every day, my Rolex every day, and it gets scratched. And
yeah. Drop by here, sit down, have a cup of coffee, and we'll get rid of the scratches and put it back on your arm, look new again, and we'll do it while you wait.
Great. I can't wait.
I know. It's so great. Good to meet you. It's great having you as a friend. Your smile is just so beautiful. And I just enjoy your company so much. We didn't even know each other, and we were laughing until we both about to pee our pants.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Thank you, friend. Nice to have good friends.
Absolutely. Okay. Signing off. Crazy Cowboy Watchmaker here with Olga. New customer, new friend. Love her to death. She is an absolute joy. I mean, our conversation is just like we've known each other our whole life. It's just amazing. Love it. All right. Crazy Cowboy Watchmaker coming at you. Rolex with a black dial. It's a 2235 movement. So we've taken 3 screws out that hold this bridge on. And we've taken the automatic weight off. So we got to get this mainspring out of there. We got the mainspring barrel. So this thing pops off, and I usually put something flat. This thing's kind of squishy, and these lids, they have to have a little bit of pressure to pop off. So you get on both sides of it, and then you pop that thing. So there's the lid, and there's the mainspring. I don't know if that mainspring's any good. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to change it. The second wheel. And this thing isn't attached. It's not attached to the rest of the train through this bridge. It's attached to its own bridge right here. So we got to check all them jewels. And we're looking right here, and we've got gunk. So I'm going to take a look at this balance stop spring. Pull the stem out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's there. We're in good shape. I don't see any cracks. I don't see any issues. So at this point, we have the we have the pallet fork, which is the little apparatus that you hear when this thing goes tick, 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 tick. It's this pallet stone here and this pallet stone here, and it's slide lock, drop lock on this escape wheel, and this escape wheel makes that noise hitting these two pallet stones. So we got to make sure those pallet stones are shellacked in there really good. We don't want them falling out. Watch will quit working. And this is where the balance goes. And this balance has got a whole bunch on it. This balance, get a hold of it good. It goes in here and it's got a roller table. It's got a roller table jewel. That roller table jewel drops right down in this little fork in the back of that pallet fork. This little gap. And there's a pin that's real close to the roller table so that it doesn't overbank, which means it gets on the wrong side of the gap. And so when this balance goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, that little roller table right there meshes with this little gap and tick, 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 tick. And these two stones is what you hear when you hear a watch ticking. But that pallet fork's got to come out. There's 2 screws in a bridge. Sounds like a country song. And I always take and put my fingers and I cover up the rest of the watch. Because these screws are very polished and they're like putting a screwdriver on a mirror. So you got to just very lightly turn them until you hear them click. So these screws are tiny. You don't want to squeeze them too hard. There's one. And the other one's right here. There's 2. And this bridge holds. Now, we've already taken the mainspring out, so there's no power. But, boy, a lot of people make a mistake. Leave that. We leave that, we'll put that right there over here where the power's on this thing. You pull this, you pull this pallet fork out, and it'll just cook your pivots. So you got to make sure. I always do that first. Take the power off. So there's the bridge. And the pallet fork is quite an interesting little piece. This pallet fork has a shaft that can be replaced, 2 pallet stones that have to be shellacked in at the right angle, at the right position, and it's got a banking pin, overbanking pin that's shoved in there and filed off just at the right length so that the roller table jewel doesn't get on the back side of this. It's always in the gap. And that gap just back and forth, tick, 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 tick. And on a Rolex, we're looking at 29,800 beats an hour. So it's tick, 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 tick. It's really fast. This little guy right here is very fragile. And I'm very careful with it. So at this point, we've got it's just dry. So I'm gonna clean this thing really good with my tetrahydrochlorine, and then we're gonna take a look we're going to take a look. We're going to clean this. So, it's called one dip. I got a clean deal here. Every watch gets a clean one dip. This tetrahydrochlorine will take the grease off of everything. Everything. So what I want these gears clean. I want this base plate clean. And the best way to do that, and I found that I'm going to take all these gears out and clean them, but while they're in there, I can take a look at them. And I've also found that if you spin these gears first, I mean, this is the first process. Okay. While they're down in the tetrahydrochlorine, each pivot that goes in that jewel, it just cleans where it's sitting. So otherwise, I've got to get a paintbrush and scrub every one of these pivots and scrub every one of these. So we're just going to run this thing a little bit and let those pivots that are in those jewels clean where they normally sit. We're going a little bit of air, and it's going to spin them gears. Ooh, Lord. And now we're going to come back over and take a look at everything. Now we got all the dirt and the grime and the grease off of it. And we don't want this doing anything nefarious. And I'm not supposed to be breathing that. It's really supposed to cause cancer. So at this point, we got this thing. I'm blowing on it. Woo! Man. So we're going to take all them gears out, but for right now, I'm going to take a look at them. I'm going to spin them, and I'm going to look at every tooth, because if we've got any teeth in here, this is a brass wheels, and brass pretty soft. And if the teeth are worn, we're going to change them. Right now, we're just looking. So this is the third wheel over here on this side. Fifth wheel is always the escape wheel. Escape wheel is this little stainless chingoletta down here with all the angles on it. But I'm going to look at every tooth here. That's perfect. Every tooth there. That's perfect. Escape wheel, it don't ever wear. It's stainless. And I'm going to look at all these pivots. So at this point, we're going to take all this out. We're going to run it through the cleaner. We're going to clean the rest of these parts. And the way you do that, kind of like I did while this tetrahydrochlorine is very, very clean, the first thing I'm going to put in here is this balance. All right. So this hairspring cannot have any oil on it whatsoever. And sometimes people over oil these watches, and capillary attraction will suck that oil down the metal, and it'll get on the hairspring just a little bit. So at this point, we've got this hairspring clean. Now, the cool things, if when I'm reloading bullets, we've got these shakers, and we got all these little round balls in there, and it polishes the. I'm gonna drag as much of that off I can. It polishes the bullet casing. So this is kind of the same idea. We're going to drop this thing down in sawdust, which is no grease. And what's this going to do is it's just going to polish. It's going to polish the hairspring, the balance wheel. It's just going to polish everything. It's just all residue. We just can't have any residue on anything that has anything to do with the balance. So that sucks all the, I'm going to spill that. That sucks all the, any residue. I don't think tetrahydrochlorine leaves a residue, but look at that. The hairspring is just full. So we're going to tap it. And we can actually lift this up a little bit. And it's just what I call clean, clean, clean. I tap this thing where it doesn't, it's got some sawdust to land on so it doesn't stretch my main hairspring. So at this point, this little puppy, now I'm gonna look. Okay, we don't have any little pieces, not even any dust. Look at that. Woo, it's clean. So that right there is key to a 3-year warranty. And then oiling those cap jewels properly. This little thing that they've been doing that since the 1700s. And a lot of people have adopted with a vibrator and shaker, polishing parts that way. And man, that thing is polished and beautiful. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we got an automatic weight. And I'm going to take all these gears out in a minute. But since I have a pivot sitting in the jewels, and that is exactly where they're going to ride once we get this thing oiled, I'm going to put a little pressure here, and I'm just going to spin these things. And so the pivot is actually cleaning the jewel exactly where it rides. So I am gonna take this thing apart because I gotta oil everything. Let's get up in here. And so you can see here, it's full of one dip, right? And we're spinning these. And once I take him out, I'm 100% certain where the jewel and the pivot meet, we are clean. So I'm gonna dip it down there one more time, just for good measure. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna blast. I'm gonna blast all of that off of there, right there. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is this bridge right here. That's the mainspring bridge. And it's got a couple of jewels on it. It runs the first wheel. First wheel's mainspring. And second wheel is this gear that goes here. And it's under the bridge. So we're just gonna massage this a little bit. And one of the other things is there's a gear in here. If there's any gunk on it, or metal touches metal, any gunk whatsoever, where metal touches metal, that's where it normally rides. So we're gonna go ahead and spin it before we take that thing out. Just that way when I take it out, she is, we'll go ahead. This is a standalone. So I'll trap it right here. Give it a good massage. Flip it over. I gotta get that other pivot. So I'm gonna flip it over. Put my screwdriver in here and trap it. And we're gonna massage all these teeth and make sure that pivot. Make sure that pivot is clean as well. So there's One other thing is this weight. Looks pretty clean. But this little shaft right here, I've already checked it. It's tight and it's good. It doesn't have any wear on it. So we're gonna flip this over. One of the things I don't do, I'm not gonna touch that. Such a beautiful, I got a toothpick here. Such a beautiful finish. A lot of times people are putting their screwdriver on here and it slips. And, well, you got a scratch. That ain't no for caca. Okay, so that, no oil whatsoever. Come on, get up in there. Here it is. So we're gonna set these here. I'll take the air and blow them off. This other thing, now this goes on the date. Oops. This goes on the date side. So I thought that thing was pointing down. That's gonna be a blooper. Nobody wants to see my face that close up. Okay, that's clean. All right, so I'm gonna blow all this off, and then we're gonna take everything apart and oil it and put it back together. And at that point, I'll wear my gloves so I don't get any fingerprints on anything. So pretty much a whole complete teardown of a 2235 Rolex, and putting it back together. Gonna go slow. It looks like all the gears are good. There's no worn anything, but we always change the clutch wheel. We always change the ratchet wheel. We always change the mainspring. We always change the case tube. I always just go through this set of parts that are normal wear, and normally they're worn. That's why we call them normal wear. All right. First thing we're gonna do is kind of the hardest part. We're gonna put this pallet fork. So my little trick, this thing it's got to go in a certain way. And a lot of times I'll drop the part and it'll flip over the way I want it. So this thing goes in just like that. But this pivot is small, that little jewel hole is small, and we're gonna set it in here and see if we can drop it in a hole. Y'all bear with me, because it's one of the hardest things to get in there. And when it falls, it's not real obvious that it falls in there. You just gotta kind of touch it and touch it and touch it till it goes in. Come on, baby. There it is. All right, so that fell in. Now we gotta put this bridge on. And I'll tell you what. This is one of the hardest things to do, other than the balance cap jewel. Those things are... So this has got a couple studs that are in the plate. Got one little tiny jewel. I mean, a little bitty sucker. And that jewel... Thought I saw a little something right there. That jewel goes right over that pivot. You kind of gotta let go of it. Let's see if it... Yeah, that came back out. Let's set this up here out of the way. Try this again. You know, what's funny is every once in a while, you just grab this thing and just drop it and bam, falls right in. And we got it in close. We're gonna touch it. There it is. I think she fell. Now we're gonna... Yeah, I think she fell. All right. So all we gotta do now is put this on top without disturbing the little sucker. It's almost like... You drop it, there's a stud right there. Kind of get that stud in. Oh, shoot. Look at that. So now we touch the center wheel. I don't know if you can see that, but once it's in, you got to touch that center wheel and make sure Yeah. I think. Let me get my hand out of the way. Nope. Something ain't right. This thing should be spinning back and forth. That's the dangers. If it's not in, you tighten them screws down, you're gonna break something. The top part's in, but I guess the bottom came out. So I'm gonna touch this sucker. Yeah, I think she's in. So what we're doing now is we're just making dang sure that bottom pivot's in there. Normally you touch this little center wheel and that thing will go nutso. So I am not 100% confident it's in. Yeah. So I'm gonna drop a couple screws in these little spots right here. There's one, we gotta tilt it up right. And here's two. I know this is boring, guys, but you drop them screws in like that, and then you tilt them up. And then I'm gonna have to cover this up because I always brace myself. These screws, my gosh, they're polished. And you just turn them real slow. I'm not 100% satisfied right now that pallet fork is in there. Okay, now it is. Now it's acting right. So I'm touching the center wheel, and it should be causing that thing to zip back and forth. We got some action on it. I'll drop these screws in here. Gotta get the right ones. Got another one right here. You pick these screws up by the threads because everything else is so dang polished. We drop it in right there. I'm gonna brace my hand. We're gonna gently get these threads started without putting any pressure. You put pressure on these things, you'll be on your hands and knees for hours, and then you'll finally give up and just order another one. So I got a little bit of look at that. Got a little bit of pressure on that. And that pallet fork is acting correctly. A minute ago it wasn't. I don't think it was in the bottom. So now we're gonna touch this thing. Bang. All right. Now them jewels, they require just a tiny bit of oil right on the outside. Now we're gonna touch it. Oh shoot, look at that thing. She's a singing now. I'm talking to her. All right. So got a new mainspring in this thing, but we gotta put that second wheel in first. Every time I put one of these gears in, I look. Just make sure there's not any lint or debris on these suckers. And we got this Rodico that just kind of ensures it. So this thing looks like it goes in backwards, but it doesn't. It goes in tall side up, and you got to slip it right under there. Once you slip it under there, you can kind of grab it and slide it on into that jewel. We're getting there. Come on, slide in there. Don't be arguing with me. You'd think it'd go in the other way, but it doesn't. It goes in this way. Now it's going to fall into that hole right there, that pivot. There you go. Pivot hits that hole, and bam, shing voila. Now this goes sliding up under here. You got to kind of massage it a little bit. And then this goes on top of that, which is the bridge. The one thing you got to be careful of is here. You got a set of gears right here. And if they're not meshed, you tighten this sucker down and you are going to break something. Usually a tooth. Drop it in the hole, grab it just right. I always put my finger here because I don't want to slip. And, well, now we got to reset it. All right. They polish these screws to where they're just like a mirror. And that means your screwdriver will slip off very easily. And that's one of the things that a lot of watchmakers complain about. It's like, how can I pick something up and not send it across the room? And then, how can I screw a screw down with this mirror finish? See how that just fell right in there? So over a period of time, you learn how to pick these screws up. And then you put them on the far side and you just rest them there. And then you just touch them. So they're ready to be started. I'm going to have to get my hands in the way again here because if I'm going to slip, I'm not going to scratch it. My screwdriver's not going anywhere. And all you got to do is just get these threads started. That's the hardest part, the little first part right there. Right there. See, once you get them threads started, this thing's way up high. We're going to screw it in. And the key is kind of get your screwdriver good and flat and then get your angle good and flat. We got that one in. All right. So we're getting closer, guys. Getting closer. I'm going to put my finger here and balance everything out. Get that sucker started. I'm going to leave my finger there because it actually helps.